terms of meetings?
A few teams, Chiefs, Jets, Jacksonville, San Fran, Packers.
How much is that them wanting to know you, and just more so just knowing what you bring to the game?
I bring to the game a few attributes that a few other guys don't have: size, speed, and they just really want to know how you can develop in their system.
George, how healthy are you?
I'm very healthy right now. With me coming back, playing the last 4 games, trust and really preparing is no longer a problem.
You feel you're 100%?
Yeah.
When were you 100%?
Really this. I came back to Georgia Tech game. SC Championship was when I was most definitely 100%. Caught a goal ball.
George, what's the last year been like for you, being away from football in terms of not being on the field until, November?
It's most definitely hard. It was most definitely challenging. Not being on the field, you want to be out there with the guys. They winning games without you, so it was most definitely hard. But it's nothing that I haven't seen before.
Did the rehab go like you expected? Did you have a plan laid out and did you follow it?
Yeah. Immediately as soon as I got hurt, I knew in my head I was gonna have a strict schedule and a routine that I was gonna try to abide by and try to, go by that and get back as soon as, because that was the initial plan anyway in my head, just come back.
Pickens, what are you hoping to show this week at the Combine to the scouts?
Most definitely my speed. A lot of people don't think I'm that fast, so I just want to show everybody that I'm really the guy that you see on film.
And why did you decide now to come out after 3 years instead of maybe staying another year at Georgia since you weren't able to play the full season?
Yeah, I decided to come out just strictly because if you do stay, you can also do the same thing again. So you don't want to risk that.
Usually that speed part kind of factors into vert and broad. Should those all be events where you're kind of in the upper echelon, do you think?
Yeah, I'm gonna do vert and I'm gonna do the 40. I'm gonna do broad at pro day, but 40 most definitely is one of the most important things I'm focused on right now.
Do you have a time that you want to hit?
Yeah, probably 4.3, 4.4. And people don't really know that. Like me just saying that number, people are like, whoa.
Do you think the injury set you back in terms of your NFL draft stock, and how much can you make up in the next couple months?
Yeah, I feel like it set me back just in other teams' mind, because everybody know how serious the ACL is. Odell had it, it's a really critical part of the body. But in terms of me personally, it ain't set me back at all. I still got like a first-round mentality.
George, are you trying to show people that you can show the whole route tree? Because I know a lot of people say, hey, catch that go route, excited to show people that you can do it on the intermediate routes as well.
Yeah, I'm for sure excited to show people that I can really, I'm a real route runner when it comes to flexibility in routes and just not like a deep ball guy and just not a big guy. I'm a big guy that can move.
How big was signing the deal with Brady and being able to represent that? And how that
that was good. We did the Brady deal in New York, Brooklyn, and that was just a good thing to really expand my brand. And you meet Brady, of course. He's a nice guy, and plus he retired this year, so it's really a big emphasis now, even more, because nobody was expecting Brady to leave the game how the way he did.
What did you learn about yourself just in the process of having to go through the rehab, sit out, watching it, so you can do without you?
I realized that I'm a real hard worker, and I'm hard on myself. And when I figured that out, if you know yourself, you can't lie to yourself. So I put those two together, and I was able to come back faster than what I actually thought I was going to be able to come back.
Is there anybody you model your game after or watch very much?
Yeah, I watch Devontae Adams a lot. I'm bigger than Devontae Adams, but that's kind of the lane I want to kind of go into with the size I am, because a guy who can move is almost unguardable.
What part of your game do you think best translates to the NFL?
My ball skills for sure. Contested catches, catching over the middle. Drawing penalties. I'm really good at drawing penalties on DBs.
The pass catching aspect, that's obviously there, but what's your approach and your mindset when it comes to blocking and how much they're playing at Georgia, run-heavy team?
Yeah, we got some good backs on our team too. James Cook, Jameer White, Kenny McIntosh. And me just blocking was always been a part of the program, a part of the scheme of the team. So, and I've always been physical. So, like, that's just one of the things that I can also add to my game besides pass catching and besides going deep. So, blocking is for sure one of the things I pride myself on.
How do you feel Georgia prepared you for the NFL?
I feel like they did a really good job preparing people for the NFL, including myself. Really, the routine that we do at Georgia, practices very similar. We got an NFL type practice. We got NFL type players. Half of the players on my team are here, so like it's almost like you in the league already.
George, I know you're freshman George now that you've gone to the spot you're in now.
I'll probably tell the freshman George, you didn't know it was gonna happen like this, but it's one thing or another. So I'll probably tell freshman George that just keep working. That's something I didn't know when 2019.
George, I know you didn't get to play with him in college, but you're looking forward to it in Bo Nix, and you grew up playing with him. Certainly.
Yeah.
What kind of guy is he to his new teammates at Oregon? What's he like? What should they look forward to in a quarterback?
Yeah, Bo Nix is actually he's a great quarterback, to be honest. He could be here right now also. And the people at Oregon, I think they should just pull out the best in him. He's already got a good motor ahead of him. He already got a good mindset. Type of way he carry himself. He carry himself real private, offline person. And I feel like Oregon, that's a school for him. I feel like that should have been the first choice.
How have the meetings with teams gone, and what did you want them to take away in terms of the kind of guy you are?
I know, like, I really want teams to really just see the person who I am, because the type of play style I am and how I am on the field is two different people than the type of person I am right now. So, like, I play with a chip on my shoulder, and that's just how I always been. That's how I always gonna be. I'm gonna stay the same way.
George, what's a weakness maybe in your game, and how are you addressing that, and maybe what is the skill you have to compensate for it?
I'll probably say, me personally, I work on my game in every aspect, so I work every day, but in people's eyes, they'll probably say speed. Like I was saying, you really don't know how fast I really am until I show you. I'm physical, so it's really not a lot you can say, but I'll probably say my speed.
George, have you had any communication, like formal or informal, with the Steelers yet?
Yeah, I had both, actually, informal and formal.
I thought that it was interesting you mentioned Devontae Adams. Some of your releases off the line of scrimmage are super smooth for a guy your size. Do you think that's something that sets you apart? Yeah,
it sets me apart a lot because really big receivers are big on big, powerful, stuff like that. And I really pride myself on being creative. So not so much power and just finesse.
Do you see yourself as like more of an X or Z receiver at the next level? Or do you feel like you do both?
My freshman year, I played both. The offense was based off of if you're on one side or another. So I play X and Z, and I can play slot also.
George, you played so much at a young age when you were a freshman, sophomore, just playing right away for a big program at Georgia. What was the mentality going into Georgia that you thought you could play, contribute right away? How do you think it's going to help you starting right away in the NFL?
Like I was saying, my mentality, the way I play, like the style of play I play with, is really what helped me when I first got to Georgia. I really wasn't seeing nobody. I wasn't seeing no DB or no other receivers in competition. I'm my own competition, for real. So that's the kind of mentality I always have, and that's the mentality I'm going to keep.
George, how are the quarterbacks different at Georgia? We saw you do big numbers with JT Daniels, not as much with Stetson. Was there a difference in the offense of the quarterbacks?
Yeah, Stetson is more of like he's a run first. I mean, he has the legs under him to run, so that gives him the option to run. And JT, his touch and his throwing ability has really excelled over the years. They're both good quarterbacks. They're both great quarterbacks. It's just one fits another scheme and then one fits another scheme.
What's it like lining up against you? Just say 3rd and 8. I mean, are you chatty out there? I mean, what's your rapport with the defensive back?
I'm most definitely chatty. I like to talk trash, but I also like to show it. Kind of like how Richard Sherman was, talk trash, but he also can back it up. And I feel like if you have that, you go put fear in a lot of people.
Who's the best trash talker that you went against?
The best trash talker I went against, I don't really know. A lot of people, I really start a conversation. Yeah.
You're a bully as a run blocker.
Do you think that run blocking is instinctive, like aggressiveness, or do you think that's something that has to be coached into?
I feel like aggressiveness for sure, because me growing up, you either give the blow or you take it. So if you can enforce your will, I'll choose that one instead of,
Have the Packers?
Wait, what'd you say?
I'm sorry. Yeah. Have the Packers showed any interest in you?
Yeah, I also did a few informal with the Packers too. Their scheme is real nice. I mean, they got a lot going on with, MVP of the league, Aaron Rodgers, Devontae. They already got a nice fit for their team.
George, I want to go back to
As a young receiver, what can you learn from watching Devontae Adams?
I can most definitely watch his separation. I also watch Cooper Kupp too. I didn't mention that, but I watch Cooper Kupp too.
Have your attention, please. Brock Purdy.
I can watch his separation and his releases are really the smoothest releases I've probably ever seen besides Ocho Cinco. That's a lot of people compare Devontae to a lot of other receivers to the game today, when in reality he's more like Ocho to me.
that emphasis on releases. Seems unique for a big guy. How do you go about developing, formulating your ideas there and implementing? What is your process on working on your releases?
Yeah, depending on I watch a lot of film on DBs too, so if he's over aggressive, I'm gonna do a lot of speed release. I'm not gonna let him really try to touch me. But if he's like a soft shoe type of guy, that's when you can get in your bag a little bit. You can create more time. You can sauce up your releases for real.
Georgia obviously was chasing a national championship. If it didn't turn out that way, would you come back anyway? If it was, they didn't win the SEC East, they didn't have significant games ahead?
It would have just been harder. It would have been a harder decision, but I would have probably did the same decision. And I kind of knew I kind of knew the team that I was on recently was special. I mean, Coach Smart mentioned it many times, so I kind of knew the squad we had was special.
George, being close to Atlanta, being able to show them how to go about thought process.
Yeah, when I first got to Georgia, I used to watch a lot of Calvin Ridley. He stepped away before the game for a little bit, so it's kind of hard to watch him. But I used to watch a lot of Calvin. Yeah, Calvin, he's more of like a snap down type of guy. Like he really at the top of his routes, he's real good. I didn't watch too much of him. I'm from Alabama, so I seen him there too. But I didn't really watch too much of him.
George, how does Georgia prepare a receiver for the NFL? What are the benefits of playing in Todd Monken's system?
The biggest benefit is a pro-style offense. We go into the pros, so that really helps a lot. He was formerly with the Browns, Baker Mayfield, Odell, that year right there. And that's the offense we ran. We ran the same exact offense. So the biggest benefit is just being in the pro-style offense.
Who are some of the Georgia receivers we should watch for next year now that you're moving on?
I'll probably say Adonai Mitchell. Really, Jermaine Burton. He's no longer a Georgia receiver, but we want to keep our eye on him for sure.
If you have to show one catch to a GM, to a head coach, which one is it?
I'll probably say Cincinnati. Peach Bowl. Caught a post. It was another diamond catch, kind of how it was here. It was crazy. I also caught a crazy pass at practice that went kind of viral. It's like a one-hand catch.
George, what part of your game you feel best translates to the next level?
My physicality for sure. That's one thing I know at the next level that they're gonna have. Guys are gonna be big, they're gonna be strong, they're gonna be fast, they're gonna be long. And just playing in the SEC, it really helps that you go against guys, Darius Stingley, J.C. Horn, same guys that are in the league you go against every year. So I feel like being in the SEC really improved my game a lot.
How confident are you you're a first-round pick, George? We've seen your status that high in some of the projections.
I'm very confident. I know I can present to teams exactly what a first-round pick is. So like I was saying, my routes, my speed, my intelligence of the game too. A lot of people don't know that about me. I watch a lot of football.
You mentioned being here.
Question,
you mentioned being in this city earlier this year. When did it hit you that you'd won a national title?
When I actually came back here for Monday. I think Monday when we flew in, when all the receivers and the QBs flew in, it really hit me like I just caught a post here. We just won a natty. It really hit me then.
Thank you, George. Thanks, George.